I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, heart to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fixes ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.
Yeah, dog. Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to R2R. Rector Riches. Thank you for being here. Happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. Go out there, show your support. The way you can do that is pound the like button, subscribe, drop a comment. Always remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I am for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow any influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to crypto. You could get wrecked, could lose it all. It happens. All right. So we got an interesting topic tonight. We're going to be covering FingerMonkey. Yeah, the meme token, the rising meme token on PulseChain. Now, guys, right now, let's take a look at the price of PulseChain. Tough day. Got him. I said this in my R2R group in my private chat that I jinxed it. But I said, man, these PPI numbers, this and that, the stock market. I'll say it's due. We're gonna have a rough time coming up this week. And I was a little hesitant about going into some things, but I'm still out there doing my thing, DJing it and whatnot. But knowing that this opportunity was going to present itself, right? I'm still like ultra bullish as far as across the board in crypto in the short term to capitalize on the opportunity. Because we go look at the price of Bitcoin right now, $113,525. Ethereum, $4,138. What happens now when you look into good old Richard Hart? Let's take a look. SAC funds, what's going on? Still up 60 mil, right? That was the key sentiment there, as the SAC funds still remain 60 million in the plus. All the speculators out there are, hoping and dreaming that capital doubles up, goes over $1 billion, right? Now, speaking of Richard Hart, all right? Speaking of Richard Hart, and as we get into the FingerMonkey, what started FingerMonkey? Let's bring up FingerMonkey right now on Deck Screener. Now, considering, taking a look at this chart right here, right now, considering what is going on across the board with meme tokens on Ethereum, on Solana, and especially on PulseChain right now, they're taking a beat down, with the exception of some launches today, and then good old Rackham, all right? Bria token taking off today, right? But here's the thing. When I talked about Bria, for example, I said there's some utility being built by a whale, right? There's some utility being built by a whale. Cool. Everyone's waiting for it. And the key thing I talked about with my people, and I was showing them around, I think DevC just came out, all the hype. Oh my God, it's linked to this guy, Richard Hart, and this wallet's funding it was pumping. I'm like, they're all going to have their pump and dump, right? Memes will be memes, guys. They will pump and dump, and the good ones will stay and recover. All right, so FingerMonkey has an interesting story to it. where did FingerMonkey come? It's just not like a token that was created on Pump Tires, which is good, supports the PulseChain ecosystem. But before we get into the story, don't forget, I always got to shout out the sponsors, the proud sponsors of the R2R live stream video content goes to DexFi. Go to DexFi.com. Check out the links in the description. Over on Base, they paid a whopping $257,780 in passive income in the form of USDC with these bonds. It's over about 2.3 million invested with Ethereum over there on Base. Right? Mark it up, mark it down. You're kicking back earning USDC. Passive income. 81.10% right now. Total of $9,789. When you mint a bond, you get that exposure to the passive income strategies that they're using with that complete expert and entry and exit timing with their precision managed liquidity and rate settings. All done for you on autopilot. But tonight's sponsor and the sponsor of the R2R official live stream, which has been DexFi.com/bonds. Don't forget to go out. Links up with the topic of tonight when we get into good old FingerMonkey. So FingerMonkey was born on Pump Tires, but it actually didn't just come out. Okay, I'm here. Follow them on Twitter. All the links and the bells and whistles will be in the description of the video. All right, you're gonna want to look at how this came about, and it actually came about years ago. It was a tweet pretty much on the 1-year anniversary of the launch of Hex, because Hex launched December 2019. All right, and they have it at the top of their pinned messages. Here was the tweet from Richard Hart on December the 25th. This is Christmas Day of the year 2020, 6:23 a.m. my time. Right? He says, I think he meant to say should I get a FingerMonkey to carry around in my backpack bracelet? Right? Puts a picture of a FingerMonkey. And, it was a funny tweet by Richard. It's Christmas Day. This is during the time where it's been a year since Hex launched. Big payday happened. And everyone in Hex has seen the big dip from big payday. And we're in that transition to experience the first 10,000x I've ever experienced in crypto. And, the good times are rolling, right? The good times we're beginning to roll from that moment forward. And that was the birth of the FingerMonkey, right? So the developer capitalized on that tweet, on that, exact tweet, what he said, and brought it back in the live form of a meme token on Pump Tires, right? And it's interesting because the meme tokens that have the hottest narrative at the right moment, at the right time, and it's something in relationship to RH have done really, really well, extremely well, right? So the fact that they jumped on that, the founder created that, the name, the meme behind it with the photo and all that, pure genius, right? It's like $1 million idea. And it started with that tweet from good old Richard Hart. Now, the token was launched on Pump Tires, like I said, which means only 1 billion tokens. Only 1 billion tokens, guys. That's what Pump Tires is, the difference between a token that's created out of thin air and, hey, it's a smart contract, able to mint more tokens, this and that, right? It launched. The developer, when it launched, the dev launched it and bought 100 million of these tokens. It's about 10% of the supply. 10% of 1 billion. Dun, 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 do some math. It's 100 million tokens, all right? Pretty easy math, pretty simple to understand that. And after that, the token ran up. Now, you look at the chart here. I saw the tweet at about $45,000 market cap. That's my story. That was right about my entry. I think when I bought it at 45K, I shot it up to 50, 60,000 pretty quick. It went up like crazy. All right. Think about pump tires though, and you're going to notice in every meme token, in every launch that happens, and they refer to these people as the cabal, but I call them the prime time snipers of PulseChain. These guys go and they snipe pretty much every pump tires token. They get a lot of the supply and they sell the tops. Great. They got the tech, they got the knowledge, they got the ability to do that. So be it. It happens on every single one of them. So people look for that opportunity. And obviously what you want to do is you want to front run that moment when you know that the cabal, these men, these women, might even be children, 15-year-old boys making meme tokens out there on Solana, running bots all over, is you want to front run the opportunity when they do sell, start to buy these dips and accumulate over time. Now, there was a massive sell-off. The dev was approached by these people that wanted to, demand that he hand over the project, OTC his coins. So there's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes. You can imagine like being the developer and people trying to strong arm you and say like, hey, I'm gonna dump this token. I own this. He told them kick rocks. All right. You can see all that on chain, that the developer didn't sell out, didn't sell off his tokens, didn't participate in anything other than I'm going to support this. I have the $1 million name, idea, and meme that fits PulseChain, Richard Hart related. I'm holding on to it. So after all that took place and all the dumping and, they're saying it's the developer, people realize what you can see is the truth when it comes to blockchain. You can see the truth because blockchain has easy access to see what wallets have done, what that wallet did to purchase the 100 million that was owned by the developer, which is 10%. All right. So bada bing, bada boom. It was very easy for the community to go, he's telling the truth. Let's get behind him. So we move on. And as a show of good faith, that developer, right, burnt 10% of the holdings, which is 1% of the total supply. And that is to kickstart trust. Because you gotta remember, when you're a meme tokens, it's like an emotional roller coaster. The moment the price goes down, it's like devs do something. But in this case, right, while all meme tokens are taking a hit, with the exception of some hot ones that are going up, but they will face the ultimate, the ultimate fate of going up and then going down and correcting. The best ones, the strong ones will survive. And that's why DexFi tied in with Mo Money. No, broke no more, which is Mo, right? And bringing real yield. Well, the developers, the token founder of FingerMonkey has connected with the DexFi team. I'll explain more of that in a second, all right? Because there's a few things that are going to tie in here, all right? And what I'm looking for in meme coins is because most of the time they're pump and dump gambles. Like I said, memes will be memes. But the opportunity always lies within the dips of the ones that could potentially be the strongest. The ones with the potentials, in my honest opinion, are going to be the ones that utilize DexFi and the bonds. And the reason I look at that being big is FingerMonkey's got the massive narrative. It's got the big major tweet from, the 1-year anniversary of when Hex launched. People love it. They're attracted to it. It makes sense. It's like a good existing meme that's funny and cute for PulseChain. And it meets all the it checks off all the boxes of what like anybody would look for in a meme on Pulse. So, once we get those Solana guys over here, we connect the dots with, hey, the founder of the chain, FingerMonkey, boom. That's what we're looking for. But the opportunity in meme tokens when they're down, especially in a small market cap environment as a whole, I'm looking for that utility. I'm looking for that utility that separates itself. Okay, so that's going to be taking place. FingerMonkey has partnered with the Solana protocol. Okay, this is, and I'm going to talk about this first before we get into the DexFi and bringing that real yield to the token and how that could be utilized. But they've already reached over to Solana, a protocol that's going to be able, on this side of the fence with this partnership, is moving that tech that they have over there on Solana over to PulseChain. All right. The protocol is called MonkeyBot. Okay. MonkeyBot's going to play a huge role. Now, listen to me when I tell you, guys, you can't just make a meme and expect it to survive after so many years of meme tokens coming and going and pumping and dumping, and all the winners that it took to win and understand how to win, and all the losers that lost and understand why they lost because it got pumped and dumped by the early investors and there was no backbone, no utility. All right. So I figure, not a financial advisor, by hyper focusing on a dip like this in the token that's going to utilize technology from Solana, the home of the meme tokens, by the way, with this MonkeyBot, and bring it to PulseChain. So what is MonkeyBot? It's a trading bot that will buy back FingerMonkey, pair that bad boy with Pulse, right? And burn the liquidity with every transaction. Okay. I'm going to bring up, let me bring up the GitHub for the MonkeyBot real quick here. And you know what? I'll link this up too. Let me post this link in the chat here. That way you guys can take a look and read all about it, right? All right. So extreme risk of total loss. So read the disclaimer here. Get your big boy pants on, read the disclaimer. From top to bottom, I read it. And then here I'll say decline. Your extreme risk of total loss. I accept total destruction or decline. So we move forward here. We're going to be taking a look at just a basic outlook, layout of what's going to happen, what it is. It's a trade smarter on PulseChain, right? Anytime and anywhere. Trading involves risk, guys. So I got to say it, but it says it there. I got to say it too, right? There's risk in all types of trades, even with the trading bot. You know the drill. Never invest more than what you could afford to lose. But why choose MonkeyBot, right? Lightning fast. It's going to execute in seconds when opportunity arises, right? Mobile ready. You're going to be able to monitor and control your trades from your smartphone. Now, that's important because, I mean, come on, man. If you're out to dinner with your girl, your lady, your wife, hell, you're at the liquor store, scratching $100 worth of scratchers. Who would be doing that? Me. If you're on the go or doing whatever, you're going to be able to access this on your smartphone, right? And bring this bad boy to life on the go. All right. You're going to be able to have, a trading bot right in your pocket at your fingertips. You could be on a roller coaster. Maybe you're in the middle of a movie theater. Maybe you're eating a sandwich at the park. The kids are jumping around playing. I don't know. Whatever it is you do, you're going to be able to access it on your phone. How it works is going to be announced. Our mission is to provide the best possible experience when using a trading bot. Simple, intuitive, and accessible to both beginners and experienced crypto traders. So, it's not just for the advanced nerds out there, the advanced crypto users. We want the guys that are just like, bro, I've never used a bot before. I want to use this. And every time I tried, man, I get outclassed. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what the hell am I doing? And I don't want to use this bot no more, right? So that's important for the success of the users. And if you have users that are successful with the trading bot because it's easy to use, then that's going to gain a lot of traction, and that's going to be a successful trading bot. And it's going to have the ability to buy, sell any token on PulseChain, by the way. Anytime, anywhere, without needing a computer. Additionally, MonkeyBot offers the advantage of entering new and high potential tokens faster than anyone who isn't using it. So you're just gonna be quicker, man. You're gonna be quicker. It's all about who draws the gun quicker, right? Are you gonna be Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, or gonna be the slow fat guy drunk that comes out and gets popped? Who's gonna draw the weapon quicker and make that trade? That's how it works in the stock market too. They got all these systems in place. You know, these guys are making trades before you can even get the show on the road, before it's even a thought in your head. So, you know, read about the vision, the values, all that's here. I'll put the link and update it in the description. But MonkeyBot versions, right? V1 Eggman, use your wallet, buy an available token from Pulse XLP using the contract address. All here for you guys to read. You know, you click here, go to start trading, bada bing, bada boom, right? All right. So now we have that in motion, right? In the works from a meme token. Okay. Some of these dudes don't bother. They just run with the narrative. Are like, oh, burn some more supply. Get the chart back up. No, man. He burned supply, right? Definitely not getting high off his own supply. You can watch the wallet. It's transparent, right? You can see it all there. And, you know, putting in that work for utility, which when you're building utility in a meme token and that utility is being built as the bottom is forming, not only in the entire industry as far as markets in general, Bitcoin, Ethereum, meme tokens on every chain, by gosh, you know, you name it, it's down. It's going to be interesting to see these types of abilities to bring utilities to meme tokens, how they will thrive and rise like a phoenix. Okay, because people will appreciate this. If you build it, they will come. So meme tokens can no longer just be pump and dumps. We can no longer be victims of the pump and dump. Now, it doesn't mean don't go out there and make money and catch that initial pump and then maybe even catch the dip and get the next pump and sell, right? That's still fair game across the board. But it's going to help FingerMonkey out a lot with the buybacks and the burns. You know, it's going to be adding back to liquidity. So they're going to release this MonkeyBot to the holders. And the way it's going to work, right? And it's important. Hear me out when I tell you this. You're going to want to go do a little bit of wallet checking here and go to the holders count, because you might not have enough right now. And here's the story behind it. So you can see all the wallets here on chain with MonkeyBot, who's the top wallet, the 10% here, the 3.3. You can see all the percentages and who holds what and how much, right? So MonkeyBot will first release, all right? They're going to release the bot to the top 25 wallets, all right, of FingerMonkey token. But that's excluding the dev wallet, right? That gives everyone a fair chance. You're not going to say, well, I'm getting beat by the dev wallet, you know. No, right here, and no. It's excluded, okay? It's going to be a fair distribution. So that's why, especially on a dip, wouldn't it be, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm talking to myself, and I'm thinking out loud, Thomas, wouldn't it be smart, right? Wouldn't it be smart of you, Thomas G, talking to myself, to get in the top 25 wallet position? And you can see who's in last place to this, right? You can just count them down here. Secure a top 25 wallet position so that you get part of that first release that's excluding the dev, right? That wallet. So everyone gets a fair chance at utilizing the tool that's within that, 25 ranking. And then that gets to you before all of PulseChain has its hands on it. Works for me, especially at this price range right here. That right there incentivizes right now people to start going and loading up. It's on a dip. Like, hey, man, FingerMonkey's on a discount. This is on a discount. This meme token's on a discount. But wait a minute. Everything else doesn't got this utility. let me put a little bit more to FingerMonkey, right? That's how I think. You're going to have until, what is it? It's the 19th of August. You're going to have until August 23rd to become a top 25 holder of FingerMonkey. That's exactly 1 week later, right? It's going to be available to the whole FingerMonkey community after that point. But those top 25 are going to get access to it first. Now, I look at these things here and I go, all right, trading bot, cool. This and that, cool. They're adding, which is going to be fun, a merch shop. All right, now everyone's going to get a little bit of, the opportunity to go to a PulseChain store. I think it's called PulseChainStore.com, and they're going to be able to buy merch, right? They've invested in a merch store. They're spending money, to bring the protocol from getting this bot over here. It ain't cheap to do stuff like that. They're getting involved with the merch store. And then they're going to partner with that second protocol, because the first one's being the monkey bot, right? None other than DexFi. What do they say? What is it on? What's on a scary movie? not the first one, the one that was the spoof. But wait, there's more, right? They're adding that secondary opportunity for bringing utility to the meme token. In all seriousness, this is going to be able to provide real yield through the DexFi strategies. So this is a genius way to bring two different types of utility at the bottom, right? And give your people a chance to get a position and a top 25 position. That way they can experience the bot, have it before everybody else, and ultimately it being easy, allow you to feel out and understand how to use a bot and have that trick up your sleeve that it could potentially be life-changing for some of you people out there that have never used a bot. All right. But some things have changed since DexFi has been in the loop, right? So the major changes that have taken place now, the DexFi is click here, right, for the transparency to look at the wallet. They're producing real yield right now, guys. It's all on chain and transparent. This real yield that they're using, they're rewarding their users. And the way that the utility can be added to earn that real yield, which FingerMonkey is taking advantage of, and I'm happy that they're doing that. I mean, by gosh, that shows that, they're willing to invest more money on a second protocol, is they're developers when it comes to MonkeyBot, right? They're going to figure out to work out a percentage of each transaction on the MonkeyBot. They go straight to the treasury wallet. That's going to continuously fund the bonds to slowly bring in more yield. So that's going to shoot money over to purchase bonds that earn yield. The yield gets paid out. It transfers over and bridges capital over to PulseChain, to FingerMonkey, to do its job in the end, right? That's the idea, to continuously loop and bring true value and revenue to a very genius idea to jump on this, to even go back and remember that post and then bring it back alive in that moment. People connected with it. They're like, FingerMonkey, you were hearing about it everywhere. So I think it's a great opportunity. So things that you gotta, look out for. I'll update that in the description of the video so you guys can go take a look further. But top 25, get the pre-access, right? Get the pre-access. So right now, you want to look at a discount that you have right now and be like realistic with yourself. If they were to say, hey, top 25 wallets are gonna get access, right? And looking at the existence of, how long FingerMonkey's been out for. How many days has it been around for? 7 days, right? You have a cheap entry point still at this point. You could have been buying, loaning up right here. It's cheap, right? And the market's tanking. So there's good opportunity with the low liquidity. When the race for the top 25 wallets begins, you better hope the market's not going up, because then you're going to be paying, you could end up paying double the price to get your position to have access to this bot, right? So you want to think, people think right now, like, I'm going to chase Think Token. I'm going to chase Flappy. Let me go back to Bria. I'd be like, if you're going back to Bria, I respect that, because Bria's got Rackham, and he's building utility on that side too. And by the way, Rackham, reach out to DexFi. They can help you as well bring true yield to your token on top of everything else you're doing. So FingerMonkey developer has shown that he's inspired and dedicated and determined to make this special, while the rest of them, you got to question yourself. What are they doing? Is it just a narrative that are they going to ride? We'll take just a look. I'll just pick in Zendog. I don't know what they got going on. I did mark an entry price I would have got in at. It looked like it hit. Hey, I marked that I marked this like days ago, and it hit. Like, yeah, I'll buy when it gets back here. So it's at my target. But just knowing what I know about Zendog, because I'm connected with the DexFi guys, I know they're not bringing any real utility as far as real yield over, right? How many times can a tweet or an influencer talk about a meme token to create another pump to create more exit liquidity? How many times does that have to happen to you on any given token before you wake up and realize, if I'm going to waste any investment or risk it for the biscuit in a meme token because memes are risky, volatile assets, when am I going to become smart enough to understand that if I'm going to do that, my best bet in this casino, right, is getting with something that is doing these types of partnerships with the monkey bot, bringing real yield from DexFi bonds, looping things around, burning tokens, doing the works. So with that being said, guys, when PulseChain recovers with its price, when meme tokens start going back up, don't be shocked when you see FingerMonkey hitting over another 3x, then 5x, then 10x, because hard work pays off, and it's not going to be luck, right? I predict this will probably, in my honest opinion, be another easy additional 10x, a repeat of history, especially after a clear washout of wallet distributions and price going down, and meme tokens doing real bad right now. Like, no one wants to buy ape into memes right now because they're going down. They want to buy them when they're pumping. But you got to do the opposite. Thomas G, talking to myself, not a financial advisor, and I want to start rolling in a much smarter mind. I've been doing this too long not to have learned these lessons. Okay. So if I'm willing to continue to take these bets after what I explained to you and how these tokens pump and dump, they rely on influencers, tweets, this and that. Why not create the opportunity for myself, the ones that are giving themselves the fighting chance with utility? And how will they respond when the market recovers and meme tokens start to go back up? Listen, right now, if you look across the board, the markets there's a lot of things going on. On a global scale, this and that. Next thing you know, we're pumping again. We've seen this whole thing play out over and over with tariffs and all that, how they affect the markets all the way down to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and to our lovely PulseChain. So, I want to get in where I think the opportunity is the best, and seeing that meme tokens that are good will hit their all-time highs and go higher. I'm going to bank on the moment with the utility. And remember, we have yet to see Monkey Bot. It's coming. It's coming. You get access, top 25 wallet. But what we have seen is DexFi grow from a total of $133,000 of invested Ethereum into minting these bonds when they first sponsored the channel to now paid over $257,000 of USDC in passive income. And now people are waking up and have the opportunity to invest in bonds via their meme token. Really, a utility token, doesn't matter what token, what ecosystem, you can utilize this. But meme token, and this is the second meme project to see the light and go, man, I can bring over real yield consistently and keep compounding that. Hey, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you at the bottom. Don't say I didn't tell you and explain to you about all of the, utility. I told you. I told you. You heard it here first. All right. Contract address for FingerMonkey is in the description of the video. Don't forget to go and give them a follow on Twitter as well, guys. You're going to want to follow them here. Go support their channel, right? They did a Twitter space the other night. I was in it. Liberty Swap was in the Twitter space late at night, chilling in the space. All right. So, I gotta do my part. I've been kind of MIA today, but go in here and just start liking, start retweeting, get the algorithm. This is how you get eyes on things, right? You go, okay, FingerMonkey, this, and you start showing your support. Work for your bags. Work for those bags, right? You treat your money good, it'll treat you better. That's one thing I learned. Treat your money good, it'll treat you better. So I'm out here spreading the good word, man. FingerMonkey. Now that FingerMonkey, I had to readjust my top 5. If I don't find meme tokens that I'm in are not adding true value, like for example, what DexFi Bonds is doing with Mo token and now FingerMonkey, and then Rackham what he's doing with all the other partnerships and utility he's adding, I'm not going to buy a meme token with zero utility, right? I'm not. Peacock took off because its utility is the damn bridge and how many users it can bring over. That's a great meme. All right. There's your utility and your access to other communities and money coming from a bridge. Everything else, inexcusable to just launch a meme token and just allow it to die and make money that way off the community. Add some utility. You can do it. But what I can do and control it in my own world and environment is not bothered unless they're adding some kind of utility. So we got 2 here. I'm excited about it. Check them out. Don't forget to pound that like button. Drop a comment. All right. Till next time, we shall do it again. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand. Heart to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fixes ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.